What up, world? It's your boss, International's Omega Millions, and I'm back again. It's Sunday sermon. And I think the music is appropriate for the time we in, this crazy time we're in. And I don't want to be insensitive to anyone that may have lost a loved one. My thoughts and prayers go out to you and your family. But I just want to pose a question. This week's Sunday sermon, the topic is that Rona versus the barber and beauty industry. And mainly I'm focusing on the barber industry, but of course there are some things that can be correlatable between the beauty industry and the barber industry. So, a few weeks back I was talking about how barbers need to be prepared. How if you've been in the game for 5 years, X amount of years, you should have some savings. And I made that statement. We're beyond that statement at this point. Let's pose the question in regards to if you didn't have that savings, if you don't have that savings, if you don't have that cushion to get you through this pandemic that we don't see an end so far because they keep pushing it back. So, what do you tell barbers that need to still cut hair to eat? What do you say to that barber if he's cutting to provide for himself and his family and he doesn't have any money in reserve? That barber has a good case. You know, I gotta eat. My family has to eat. I don't have any other way to feed myself. I didn't save that money. I don't have that money in reserve. I'll learn better for the next time. Is his work essential? Is essential to him? Now, there are people who are considered, or their work or their profession considered essential workers. I have friends that work for transit, friends that work in the medical field, and they have to report to work almost every day. Family that work in hotels, they report to work every day because some people live in the hotels. They're residents there, so they still have to have their managers and their service that comes along with them renting. So at that point, because I know there's been a lot of, I guess barbers been catching a lot of flack for cutting. There's some barbers who have died that they contribute to coronavirus for going to cut hair or allowing people in their houses. But some of the essential workers, they have to go and be within the public 5 days a week. And maybe in large crowds, maybe they have to take the train, public transportation, to get to and fro. There are some people that can work from home, but some people that have to actually go out and work. People that work in restaurants, supermarkets. Is a barber, I wouldn't say that he's at the same risk as someone who's going out into the public every day. And if the barber, and the question is the barber allowing his clients into his home? Or is the barber entering the home of his clients to service them? Which is the better situation? You know, I don't want to talk about everybody needs to stay home. We're beyond that. We're talking about what's the best way to go about it if you feel like you have to go and make some money to take care of yourself. How is that client's family comfortable with you entering their home, servicing their family member, and leaving, not knowing where you have been, and if you've been in other people's homes, and if you've used public transportation? Or is it safer to allow clients into your home, not necessarily knowing where they've been and where they have traveled? And is it more sanitary control to bring them into your home, and you're doing the right thing by sanitizing your home, your tools, equipment? Is that barber living alone? And if he is not living alone, living with his family members, how does his family members feel about that? How much exposure is he giving to his family members? Some barbers have a separate room, a basement, a man cave, where they have, like, my man cave is set up as a barbershop. Although I only cut myself and my son in my man cave, but it is equipped with a station, with a mirror, and with tools, and even a separate door, that if I did feel that I had to one day cut here at my home, I could separate my man cave from the rest of my home. Although I would be potentially exposing myself by allowing someone in my home and not knowing exactly where they've been. If I quarantine if I cleaned myself and sterilized myself, cleaned my hands, washed, wore masks, wore gloves. I'm just posing the question because and I've never said whether you should or you shouldn't cut. I'm not in position to judge anybody. I don't know what circumstances individuals are facing. I'm not telling people to cut here at this point in time. I'm not telling people not to cut here. I'm just posing a question and trying to show both sides of the field. Because I know online that some people have their feelings and express their feelings about barbers going out and cutting hair. I just wanted to say some barbers may feel that they don't have a choice. And you could say some people that have essential jobs have a choice as well. Even though they have to come in on their schedule, or if they decide not to work, they will have to use their vacation days and all types of things like that. I'm just posing a question. That Rona versus the barber and beauty industry. This is more about me putting a question out there and trying to get feedback on your thoughts. You don't have to be a barber to express your opinion. You know, I know there's some people out there wanting a haircut. You've seen Diddy with his son, and, you know, they're saying they need a barber. You know, not sure how much they're serious or they're joking. But this is something that's real, and it's something that I believe is happening. I believe some barbers are either allowing people in their homes or visiting barber services. Sunday Sermon, International, Zomega Millions, just posing a question. That Rona versus the barber industry. You're watching Barber World TV. As I always say, love is love, life is life, and loyalty is priceless. Peace.